Hey everybody, back for second part of our hand drawing project. I want to talk to you today about step two. We're going to go into some of those details, but before I talk about that, I want to just, I made a little bit of progress on my drawing. It's not done yet, but I want to talk about what I'm looking for the drawing, the hand drawing. We'll go into our document camera here. You can see that from the last time we met via YouTube, uh, I have added some additional details in the index finger and the thumb, looking for light and shadow. I'm going to keep working on this, but I decided to reserve a little bit for our live session today, answer any questions, and I could do some live drawing if you're interested in taking part in that. But what I do want to talk about is the fact that for the project, what I want you to do is to completely finish this hand drawing. I'm looking for a wide range of value, meaning areas from very light tones all the way to very dark tones and a good range in between, kind of like we talked about here, that notion of a spectrum of tones. Also looking for a lot of linear details. So let's see, instead of trying to use the crazy zoom button, if I zoom in here, you can see, there we go, we got some focus there. I'm looking for linear details, values. I'm even starting to add a few of my little scraggly hairs on here, raised knuckles, line work, tone work, kind of working into a variety of different details. So, I'm looking for a wide range of tone. I'm looking for value. I'm also looking for details. Again, remember this project is all about what you notice about your hand, noticing and then recording what you see as evidence that you've looked very carefully. All right, so once we're done with this, let's say that I'm finished. What I want you to do is to photograph it. You can use your phones to do this. What I recommend is to, place it either on the wall. You can pin it on the wall in a nice even lighting setting, or on a tabletop that again has some sort of even light. Now, the best light is going to be daylight. If you do this at night under an incandescent bulb, sometimes the light is too warm. Under fluorescent light, sometimes it's too cool. Best case scenario is to do this in daylight. If you can't do that, then make sure that it's very well lit. All right. So what I'm going to do here is photograph this. I'm actually going to photograph something smaller so you can see what I'm doing with my camera, because I can't get far enough away with this document camera that I have. This is an old print that I had. It was a plate that was inked and pressed in a press. Anyway, it's a little bit of a smaller image. So what I'm going to do is, with my phone in the tabletop scenario, what you want to do is, I don't want you to get too close to the image. You don't want to crop in too much. And don't try to get too close to the edges, because there can be a little bit of warpage, but give yourself a good little border around the image. And what you're looking for when you're doing this is hold it so that the edges look square. You don't want an image that looks like, I can't even do it here, can I? Well, let me take a photo and show you. I don't want you to do an image that looks like this. Right? Does that make sense? You see how it looks like it's going back into space? Those sides are angling back like that. I want you to try to really get them square to the frame. So we'll try to square this up the best that we can. It might take a little bit of practice, but that's okay. A little bit of a border around it. Try to get it as flat as you can. Take the image. All right. Once you've done that, what I recommend, let's see if I can focus on here a little bit. There we go. Is just to edit it. So if you just hit edit now, you can, first of all, I'm going to rotate this, correct orientation. Now this image was landscape, so I held my phone landscape, right? So if it's portrait, hold it portrait. If it's landscape, hold your phone landscape, so you get as much of the image as you can. Now, there is a little bit of an unevenness here to the lighting, but that's not such a big deal. In this case, it's mostly well lit, so I'm good with that. I'm also going to go into the exposure. So if you go to light and click on this little tab over here, you can go exposure, and I'm just going to make it a little bit brighter. I don't want to go too far. See how that washes everything out? I don't know if you can. There we go. That washes everything out. I want this to get back down so I can see it, see the border, but still brighten it up a little bit. And then I'm just going to go, it's a little bit too contrasty for me, so I'm just going to go to contrast and just bring this down ever so slightly. If I go too far here, it looks too gray, but I'm just going to go down a little bit like this. And that's pretty good. I'm going to hit done, and then this would be something that you can submit. Now, What I recommend doing, especially with this drawing, is not only taking an overview shot like this. So this is an overview shot. What I want you to do is get into some of those details. Let me see it. You know, if you hold it close, hit the screen so it'll focus. There we go. And give me a nice detail shot. Let me see some of those lines and tones that you've been working on, okay? In that one, it's full frame. Don't worry about cropping and everything like that. You might want to edit it a little bit. But again, give me an overview shot, full frame, give me a detail shot of each. And then what you'll do with those is I've provided a form on Blackboard. You simply include the information and upload the image into the form, save it as a PDF, and then you'll find a Turnitin link called submit drawing projects here. And all that you can turn into me by Thursday. So that's step one. Finish the hand drawing, photograph it, drop it into that document, and then there's step two. All right, step two is this. You've got the hand drawing. Now, you see I've got a little color going over here. I was messing around with my watercolor set from the kit. What I want you to do next is so first part, I'm looking for how you attempt the rendering. So I'm looking for your attention to detail in the rendering. Second step is creativity. I want you to do something creative, all right? You will be graded on the creativity of this assignment. So I've got this hand. Now the hand is my hand. You could add some content, some color, some meaning, a narrative, a story, anything you can think you can do to this drawing, I want you to attempt to do it. Make it unique, make it your own, make it special. There's no rules here. The only rule is do something highly creative. So you can cut it out, you can sculpt it into something, you can add materials to it. Again, the sky's the limit with this project. This is your hand. What does it mean to you? What can you do to it to make it more unique and more creative and more individualized, all right? That's the goal here. You've done the drawing, now we're gonna take the drawing and do something else to it. Don't be afraid to chop it up or, you know, recombobulate it, add collage, you can add photographs, you can add drawing, painting, anything you can think of. Again, the goal in this project, sometimes it's hard to think about if I have the sky's the limit, but consider something really interesting that you could do to this hand that could be unique, all right? Once you've done that, same steps, photograph it, give me an overview shot, give me a detail shot, and include that in the PDF as well. So your final PDF is going to have essentially a before and after. You'll have your hand drawing, okay? Overview shot, detail shot. Next, you'll alter that drawing, do something amazing to it, photograph that, and include that in the PDF. All of that will be turned in, turn it in like in one single PDF, okay? So if you have questions, let me know. Again, live today, 12:30, answer questions, whatever you may need for that. Other follow-ups, I guess I just wanted to mention that all of the tutorials and projects are going to be recorded and available for you to view at any time that you want. So we're not going to be doing live tutorials. Although if people do have questions, I am able to answer questions individually using the document camera, showing steps as we go. So that's totally available. I do want to be able to meet with each one of you individually for a few minutes, at least once a week. Okay, now this class is the type of class that you need to have some critical feedback, meaning I need to give you some advice and tips and pointers how to make it better. And it's really hard to do over email. So it's much easier if you can take your drawing, either send me a photo of it, or even sometimes if you just do this, and I can say, well, you know, that pinky needs a bit more contrast, keep working on it. And you say, how do I do that? And I can show you how to do it, right? So I need to meet with you on a one-on-one. Also, I just wanted to note that this class is simultaneously being run by another professor named Stephen Smith. And Stephen is also, we're working on curriculum together. So there's going to be some times where he is actually giving you tutorial videos as well. So we're going to be sharing the task kind of back and forth. And so if I send you to a video and you don't see my face, you may see Stephen's face. Additionally, I've included I'll include other tutorial videos if I find them appropriate, you know, out there in the YouTube universe. So I did include one in the part 2 assignment that talks about photographing a little bit further in depth. Also talks about a free editing software that you can load onto your phone. and just kind of goes through a bit more in depth, you know, if you really want to get more precise details for that. Just make sure that I have a clear, accurate image of your work, all right? Adjusting colors, sometimes adjusting lighting. You may need to shoot it more than once to get through a really good image. And again, focus is important too. If you're too close, it won't focus. Too far away, it's gonna be too small. You want a good balance of that. All right, so again, this week, 12:30 to 2, Zoom link has been sent around. It's also on Blackboard and announcements. So take a look at that. I'll be looking to say hello, introduction, maybe meet some of your classmates, and also answer any questions that you might have. So that's it for now for part 2 of the hand drawing project. Check it out on Blackboard. There are lots of links that are available there. There's also a PDF that has a little few inspirational, creative ideas. And then again, the final submission for this is combining both the finished hand drawing in graphite and then your creative alterations to it, photos of both, again, the before and the after, into a single PDF, submitted via Turnitin. All right, enjoy your day.